Okay, so what kind of person would make a podcast with a title called What? The Best Death Ever? Me? Okay, we'll get to it. It's cool. It's about goal setting and a process, and something happened to me a long time ago when I was reaching for straws. I was trying to figure stuff out. And I did. We'll talk about it today, and maybe you can use it. It is the Daily Boost from motivationtomove.com, the positive boost you need every single day, because that's what we need. A positive boost, some boost juice. Why? Because, well, life gets sucky sometimes. Past couple of weeks around this world, life's been pretty sucky, depending on where you live. If you watch the news, it's even suckier, right? But so we have to have something to get us through it, a coping mechanism, and I will be your coping mechanism for today. It's not the first time I've been a coping mechanism for somebody. What? It is a Daily Boost, and I'm happy to have you here today on this very strange topic on a Monday. But for some reason, I felt that way. I told you last week, it's been 17 years since my first wife passed away. And every year, this time of year, she died in December. So this time of year, every single year, you see me kind of go into this kind of place. I'm cool with it, okay? It's there. I don't like it, but I've been cool for a long time. I'm upbeat, positive. I see the future. I always move forward. And yet still, it always stays. And today, you're going to get a piece of that pie. That crazy pie. That's called Scott Logic. Oh, how are you? My name is Scott Smith. I'm the Chief Motivating Officer and the founder here at motivationtomove.com in the studio. It's been how long has it been now? A few months since I've been doing the YouTube thing, and I still don't have the subscribe, YouTube, smash the thingy, I'll ring the bell. I don't have any of that stuff. But if you know what that means, go do it. If you haven't come to YouTube yet, I have a blue shirt on today. Somebody asked me, Scott, you're a monochromatic male now with your gray hair and your beard. You need color. I saw your purple shirt. It was better than the black shirt. Do you have another color? I said, I have gray. I said, do you have another color than gray? I said, I have white. Another color? I said, I got blue. Wear the blue. So I'm wearing the blue today. Quickly, if you haven't got my Scott Logic email, it's a hit. I think we're getting about a 75% open rate every single day. People are reading the damn thing. It's good. Go get it. It's free. I won't bug you. It's cool. Just go to getscottlogic.com or motivationtomove.com. You can find it there. Okay, one thing to do before we get into the big show today. If you are one of those people waiting for the big show to happen, hang out and wait. There's stuff that has to happen before then. This is the most important part of the conversation today. If you don't do this, you're silly. I pulled that right out. I saved it, didn't I? Well, you are. You're silly because you are a person that needs to stop in, check in with your life. Now, if you're downloading 1,000 podcasts a day and making all your little notes on your note thing, whatever you're doing, and you're wondering why your life has not come together the way you want it to be, not to say it isn't, but, there's some areas it's going to not be. All of us have that. It's probably because you're not taking time to think about it. So when I ask you to do your homework, it's one question. You can do one question homework, can't you? Can I answer on ChatGPT? That would be fun to try. Because the question is, how's my life going? I wonder what ChatGPT would say if you said, how's my life going? It's going really good. If it's going good, you need to figure out a way to keep it that way because it will change. There is somebody right now, somewhere, even if it's Mother Nature, plotting to throw you off course. It's going to happen. Always does. Okay, that's the good news, I guess. What's the bad news? Well, bad news is if your life is going bad, it's sucky. No, this is good news. If it's going bad and sucky, you can change it. But you can only change it if you recognize the suck. Now, nobody likes the suck except the Marines. They love the suck. Big compliment, right? I know a lot of these guys. They make my life suck sometimes because they work out with me. But when you're in the suck, you can get out of the suck, can't you? So you're either loving life and watch out because it's going to change, or you're in the suck and you got to change it. All right. Worst place to be in the world? In the middle. Stuck in the middle with you, Steelers Wheel, 1970-something. A song. If you're stuck in the middle, sitting right on that white picket fence you see in occasionally, these brand new neighborhoods where millennials have moved in, they're so happy to find they've got a house. Splinters going up in their butt. Do you get splinters anymore? Do they make wood picket fences anymore? I don't think they do. I think they're vinyl. Oh, that would hurt. That'd be icky. You don't want to be in the middle. So do your homework today. When you get done, if you need help, go to perfectweekplanner.com. Get the Perfect Week Planner. Watch the video. It'll help you do this. So let's get into the show today. Seriously, the best death ever? What are you talking about, Scott? Oh, somebody has to name the podcast something, right? But no, this was actually really true. Okay, that insinuates that I'm lying about the podcast. I don't lie ever because I do too many podcasts. You would catch me in my lie. 5,000 podcasts in almost. Not a lie in one of them. Okay, maybe one or two. The best death ever. Really, seriously, how does that even work? All right, so I'm a goal setting machine like you're a goal setting machine. You're hardwired to go after goals. And when you set goals, you're happier. Even in the worst possible circumstances, you're a happier person when you set a goal. But what if somebody is dying? Setting a goal, will that help? If somebody is dying and you set a goal, it puts you in a place, doesn't it? So let's go back in time here. Back in 2006, I had a really bad night. It was the same day that Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter, died. Remember that? I got a call in the middle of the night. My wife was in the hospital. She'd taken there by emergency ambulance. They gave her a CAT scan, and I walked in the door. They looked at me, and she said to me, it got me. I said, what got you? And she said, cancer. She had cancer 6 years before, had some surgery. We knew something was wrong. We were following up with that, hadn't quite got to the doctor yet. She got dehydrated. The ambulance came. The ER doc came in. He said, she's right. It got her. I said, what do we do? There's nothing you can do. That's the way I started my day. World crashed. Got on the phone, called everybody. I said, help. I need help. The world came in to help us. By the way, we were moving out of our house that same weekend, which was really an odd coincidence. Homeless and a cancer diagnosis. In a hotel 5 days. Into a beach house for 5 days. I said, let's go to Costa Rica. She said, why? I said, because they got people there, doctors there who can do stuff to help us. Let's go. We spent 20 days down in Costa Rica doing stuff to help her, and it really did help her. It didn't keep her alive, but it made her life better. We came back home, back into another friend's house. Eventually, I rented a condo. We got in the house, and then I said, I can't do this anymore. She's going to die. Hospice came over. They said, there's been a turn. Oh, my God. You don't want to hear that when somebody's sick and going to die. Because every single day, what are you doing? You're getting out of bed praying for a miracle. It's going to work. It's going to work. It's going to work. We're going to get through this. She's going to survive. And you know, deep down, I better prepare for the inevitable. The goal can't be just to get through it, can it? It's got to be something bigger than that. So I called a family meeting because that's what you do when this stuff's happening. Get on the same page. Actually, my wife suggested it. She said, listen, have a meeting because I want to talk to the kids about your potential future dating and if you get married again. So seriously, you're dying. You want to talk about my dating life? Seriously, leave me alone. She did it anyway, but ultimately we talked about a lot of things during the meeting. And during the meeting, I was very untimely, but I had an idea and I had to say it. As you listen to this podcast all the time, I had to do it. I had to get my words out there. I had to go, Scott had to speak. I said, let's make it the best death ever. What do you think, guys? We can take this terrible thing and turn it into the best death ever. And it was like thud. It was terrible. But you know what? It wasn't terrible very long because then my wife said, you know what? The wisdom of the wife came spewing out of her. And she goes, well, I'm going to die anyway. So I may as well make it the best death ever. Let's do it. Boom, we did it. And you know what? It was kind of weird because the next few days, weeks, whatever, I don't remember what it was anymore. And I don't care. But we all got on board. Because no matter how bad it got for us, and it got worse for her in those times, and you know when you're going through things like this, you ask the question in the middle of the night, how long can I do this? How long can I go through this? How long do I put up with this? How long will I survive this? And you realize the question is not how long I will, it's how long she will. And it will come to an end at some point. It always does. And that's the thing about goal setting. When you set a goal, it's all about the journey. It's all about the pain. It's all about the suffering. It's being in the passion. Passion's original Latin root is what? Suffer. You're suffering for something you put your time and energy in, something you love. And eventually it comes to an end. And just like paying off a big stack of bills, the stress you had yesterday is gone today. The phone doesn't ring anymore. Everything's good. And she died. And I got to tell you, it was very weird. It was just a very weird experience to set the goal. What was even weirder, it's the weirdest goal that I ever accomplished. And we talked about that. We talked about that over the years. It was just the weirdest darn thing. It came to an end. It was done. Then we had, clean things up and go on with our life and figure all that stuff out. We've done this 17 years now. But it was the weirdest goal ever that we accomplished. And it's not unlike other goals, though. It's just not. Most goals are like that. You get to the end goal, and it's like, all right, now what, right? That's why I always say have an anticipation engine. Have something else to go to next. And this was the same thing in a weird, really weird way. But the point was, by being willing to set that original goal of just, let's make it the best death ever, strangely, we did it. Sometimes When life is going fast and furious and crazy, sometimes it comes down to which button you push to make things work better. And when we set the goal of the best death ever, we push the right button. To this day, we talk about that moment in time when we made that goal, and we think about it as a very happy occasion, and we don't think about it in any negative way at all, which is very, very cool. So if you're setting goals today, if you're in a bad situation, and listen, everybody's in a bad situation at least sometimes, occasionally, right? If you're in a bad spot, set a crazy goal. And even if you don't say to anybody else, and maybe you will, do it. Hey, check out my Scott Logic email. It's fun. Like I said, about a 75% open rate. People actually like to open emails from me. Y'all check it out. It's cool. Just go to motivationtomove.com or getscottlogic.com and you can get yours. Also, Facebook's been fun. It's a very cool, positive, upbeat group where we talk about stuff like this. The folks over there are really running the show. They don't let Dad in the room very often, but occasionally I get to come in. But you can talk to me. Just chat with me over there. It's awesome. Just go to dailyboostpodcast.com/Facebook, and we'll see you there. Anything else that I'm doing, any events we have, coaching calls, stuff like that's coming up, a new course, coaching program coming up in January. I won't tell you what it is right now. Go to motivationtomove.com. See you tomorrow.